Ronaldo Jr. is now 14 years old and is preparing to start his professional football career. His biggest dream is to play in the same match as his father. In this video, I'll show you some unique footage from Junior's training sessions, and together, we'll look at what goals Junior is focusing on. But before we get to them, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. If you're ready, let's start. Ronaldo Jr. is currently playing for Al Nassr under 15 team. But his preparations are not limited to training or playing with the team like a normal footballer. He also works hard off the pitch. Cristiano Ronaldo has hired a special coach for him. With this coach, Junior is developing all the skills a footballer needs. If we look at Junior's training footage, we can see that he doesn't only work in one area. Junior is generally endeavoring to improve his balance and fitness. It is not surprising that he focuses on these points, especially in order to be more stable on the ground and not to be easily knocked down by opposing defenders. In addition, the influence of his father is clearly felt in this training program. Because Cristiano is an attacking player, he understands that the ability to stay on his feet and move quickly in space is something that makes a difference, especially on the pitch. Improved balance and conditioning allow a player to make the right decision and stay firmly on the ground, even in the most complex situations. Because in that state of excitement, we cannot use half of our energy and strength. In such situations, the better your condition, the more efficient you can act. One of the most important elements in Junior's training is explosiveness. The ability to get in front of the opponent when receiving a pass on the pitch is very important for a striker. Cristiano Ronaldo is aware of this and has scored nearly 400 goals in this way. It is also much more difficult to run on the football pitch because the ground is very different from normal roads. If your explosiveness is good, it gives you a big advantage on this ground. The element that Junior definitely applies and works hard on in his training is power. In fact, many of you think that when I say strength, I'm talking about having a big, well-built body. But this is not the case. In football, strength means being able to stand up in duels and fight one-on-one with defenders. For example, Lionel Messi's physique does not look good at all. He is a short man and not muscular. But when it comes to football, we can see how durable Leo is. He doesn't lose the duels with defenders and scores his goal. That's what's important for Junior. Cristiano Ronaldo's most important thing in his youth was strength. And thanks to this power, Cristiano played a much higher quality game than normal wingers. Also, it was of course his physical strength that made it easier for Cristiano Ronaldo to move from a winger to a center forward. Because he could tackle defenders very easily, Junior does these endurance exercises in every training session. Recently, he has started to train a lot more because he is now old enough to play for the first team. Junior also needs not only physical strength, but also tactics that will help him move intelligently on the pitch. For example, Cristiano Ronaldo is 39 years old, but he can stay on the pitch for 90 minutes without getting tired because his football intelligence is very high. He knows exactly when and where to stand. This is called football intelligence. Cristiano knows it so well that he wants to teach it to his child. In the past few months, he has hired a special coach for the junior, whose sole task is to develop his football intelligence. This coach goes to watch Junior's matches and shows him the mistakes he makes. Yes, you need to be strong and fast on the pitch, but if you are smart, you can do very well without using your strength. That's why this training is very important for Junior. Of course, it is not only the intelligence coach who comes to watch Junior. At the same time, there are also teachers who identify Junior's deficiencies and ensure his development. These coaches follow Junior specially for both league and national matches. They observe Junior's every move. They note every deficiency, and Junior tries very hard to overcome these deficiencies. This is exactly how you need to work to achieve your goals. You also have to set goals for yourself. Junior has some pretty big ambitions. One of his goals is to beat his father. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo wants to do it too. But it's definitely not easy to do that, because you need to achieve more success than we can count, such as 5 Ballon d'Ors and 5 Champions League. But a journey starts with the first step. The important thing is to set goals and work to achieve them. Ronaldo has set a goal for himself in junior and is already on his way. In recent days, the Junior's biggest goal was to enter the Portugal under-15 team, and he achieved it. Finally, the Euro 2024 tournament has started for them, and this tournament is very important for Junior. If he performs well, it will be a very good morale for him. Another goal of Junior is to play in the same match with his father. For that, he wants to be promoted to the Al Nassr A team. Junior has set himself a lot of goals. Of course, he inherited this habit from his father. Cristiano Ronaldo's goal is to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. For this, he needs to play top-level football for at least 2 more years. If we look at his performance in the Euro 2024, I think this is possible because he performed very well in the 2 matches he played. Ronaldo also wants to play in the same match with his son. He will play for Al Nassr in the next season, so this dream can be realized in the 2025-2026 season. It would also be a great achievement for the Junior. Imagine how legendary it would be for father and son to play together. In fact, it is quite possible that this will happen. Junior will be 16 years old in the 25-26 season. We know many 16-year-olds who have made the first team. One example is Lamine Yamal. He's now 16 and has played 36 games for the first team this season. Also, if Lamine Yamal made it in one of the big clubs of Europe like Barcelona, Junior can definitely do it in Al Nassr. Because Junior Lamine is more talented than Yamal. Another factor is the Saudis. Probably the Saudis would like to see such a historical event on their soil, and they would work hard for it. So we can see father and son playing on the same pitch that season. In the 26-27 season, the Junior will turn 17 and his father will probably retire in this season. This raises the question of where his career will continue. Obviously, Junior will leave Al Nassr after his father retires. Ronaldo is currently building a legendary house in Portugal where he will stay during his retirement. Maybe Junior will spend his first seasons in Portugal, but at that time, there will be many clubs who will want to sign him on a professional contract. Maybe he'll sign for Real Madrid because Junior grew up in Real Madrid's youth system, and he could go back to his old team. But if he wants to stay with his father and gain experience in a mid-level club, he can stay in Portugal. Sporting is a club that has been interested in him since he was young. Many people say that he will follow in his father's footsteps and sign for Sporting. But I don't think that will happen. After all, the conditions of our time are different. If they were the same, Junior would have signed for Manchester United. I think Junior will follow a different path. Anyway, in just 3 years' time, one of these things will have happened. Junior will be playing with his first professional contract signed. Maybe he'll win the Champions League and Ballon d'Or in a short time. We'll see in the coming years. So which team do you think Junior will transfer to? Write it in the comments. So we came to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next video. Goodbye.